Hello students, today we are going to learn a poem and the name of the poem is A Teenager's Prayer. I'll read the poem, look into your books or look at the screen, there is a poem. I will ask some questions after my reading. So let's start. Each day brings new beginnings, decisions I must make. I am the only one to choose the road that I will take. I can choose to take the road of life that leads to great success or travel down the darkened road that leads to great distress. Please open up my eyes, dear Lord, that I might clearly see. Help me stand for what is right. Bring out the best in me. Help, Lord, to just say no when temptation comes my way, that I might keep my body clean and fit for life each day. When my teenage years are over, I know that I will see that life is lived its very best with you walking next to me. J. Morse is the poet of this poem. Now, my first question is, find the rhyming words from the first stanza. Read each line, find the rhyming words. Now I will tell you how to find the rhyming words. Read each line and particularly the last word of each line. Then when you read first line's last word, then read last word of the second line. Last word of the first line is beginnings and the last word of the second line is make. Are they making the same sound? No, beginnings and make are not making the same sound. That's why they are not rhyming words. Let us see the last word of third line, that is choose. Beginnings, make, choose. Is there any similar sound in these three words? No. Now let's read last word of the fourth line, that is take. Beginnings, make, choose, take. Are there similar sound words? Yes, make and take. So make and take are the rhyming words. It is the pair of a rhyming word. In the same way, find rhyming words from all the stanzas. Now I will ask you another question, that is, find the rhyme scheme. Do you know what is rhyme scheme? Let's come. I will show you how to find the rhyme scheme. First of all, keep in mind that we will give numbers to all the words that come at the end of each line, but the number will be alphabetically A, B, C, D. So the first number A will go to the word beginnings. Next word is make. Now give it the next number, that is B. Next word is choose, last word of the third line. Now keep it in mind that whenever comes the rhyming pair, we will give the same number. For example, when we give C to choose, we will give number B to the last word take. Why? Because it is the rhyming word of make, which is the last word of second line. We have already given it the number B. Take is the rhyming word of make, that's why we will give the same number to the take. Now we have given the numbers to all the four words, that is A, B, C, B. This is called rhyme scheme. This is the rhyme scheme of the first stanza, A, B, C, B. In the same way, you can find rhyme scheme of all the stanzas. This is my question to you. Find the rhyming words and write it in the notebooks. Let's now start understanding the poem in detail. I'll read from the beginning. Each day brings new beginnings. Who is speaking in the poem? The title suggests that a teenager is speaking in the poem. Actually, he is making a prayer to the God. He is asking the God something. First of all, he explains the situation which he faces every day. He says, each day brings new beginnings. Every day, the speaker faces new beginnings of new things. And the other line says, decisions I must make. New beginnings come to the speaker every day, and the speaker have to choose between them. Speaker have to make the decisions. Which one should he select for his life? I am the only one to choose the road that I will take. He says, when the new day brings new things to him, brings new options to him, he is the only person to select the road that he will choose, select the road he will take. Now here road means not actually road. Road means here options. He has to select the options which he will take for the life. Now I want to draw your attention to the second line of the stanza. Decisions I must make. Do you find any different thing in this line? Decisions I must make. I will tell you. The word order of this line is not correct or not proper. What is the proper word order in English? There should be subject in the beginning. The subject in the sentence is I. Then there should be helping verb, that is must. Then there should be verb, and at last there should be object. And the object in this sentence is decisions. The object, decisions, must come at the end, but the poet has brought it to the beginning. The word order is not proper. This is a figure of speech. I will tell its name, but let me explain you what is figure of speech. Figure of speech is different methods used by a speaker to make his poem effective. There are different methods. One of the method is changing the word order. That is a figure of speech, and the name given to this method of changing the word order of a sentence is called as inversion. So, this line, decisions I must take, contains the figure of speech inversion. Now, I will ask you a question about this stanza. What is the age group of the speaker in the poem? Actually, this stanza doesn't give its answer, but you can give the answer easily by understanding it. What is the age group of the speaker in the poem? You can find the answer in the title. The title of the poem is A Teenager's Prayer. So what is the age group? The speaker in the poem is a teenager. Next question is, you can find this question in the margin space of your books. What decisions does the speaker have to take? What decisions does the speaker have to take? The answer is given in the fourth line. The road that I will take. The third line also includes the answer. I am the only one to choose the road that I will take. Which road he will take? Which option of the new beginnings will he take? He has to take these decisions. So the answer of this question is the road that he will take, or which road he must take. This is the answer. Now the third question is, what does each new day fetch? Now if you want to give the answer of this question, you must know the meaning of fetch. F-E-T-C-H. It means brings. Now the question becomes easy. What does each new day brings? The answer is given in the first line. Each day brings new beginnings. So new beginnings is the answer. Let us come to the second stanza. I can choose to take the road of life that leads to great success, or travel down the darkened road that leads to great distress. This stanza is connected with the first stanza. In the first stanza, the speaker had told that he had to take the decisions every day. He had to choose the correct option every day. So he tells that I can choose to take the road of life that leads to great success. There are different options available in front of him. So he can choose that option which leads to success. That option which will make him successful in the life. And also he can travel down the darkened road. Here darkened road means evil practices, bad practices, bad habits. So he can also take that option which includes evil or bad practices, and that bad option will lead the speaker to great distress. What do you mean by distress? Great worry and strain. He will have great worry if he takes the option of darkened road. Means if he follows the bad habits, then he will have great distress or great worry. If he takes the road of life which leads to great success, then he will become a great or successful person in the life. So the speaker has both the options. He can select the option which will make him successful, and he can select the option which will make his life full of worries. Now see the first line of the stanza. I can choose to take the road of life. This stanza contains a figure of speech, and the name of that figure of speech is metaphor. What do you mean by metaphor? Do you know what is the definition of metaphor? I will tell you. A word or phrase that is used in an imaginative way to show that somebody or something has the same qualities as another thing. For example, her words were a knife in his heart. In the same way, road of life. I can choose to take the road of life. This is metaphor. Now come and see the third line. Alliteration, or travel down the darkened road. It contains alliteration. This is a figure of speech. What is alliteration? Its definition is given on the page number 4 of your textbook. Means next page. I will read it for you. Alliteration is the occurrence of the same sound at the beginning of words in a phrase, sentence, etc. Occurrence of same sound in the beginning of a words in a same line. For example, that life is lived its very best. Life and lived, they are starting with the same sound, that is L. Our third line also. Come to the stanza, third line of second stanza. Or travel down the darkened road. Down and darkened, both the words start with the same sound of D. That's why this line contains alliteration. Let us see the third stanza. In this stanza, actually, the speaker is praying to the God. The first two stanzas contain only situation of the speaker. Now from this stanza, from third stanza, he is praying the God. He is asking the God. He says, please open up my eyes, dear Lord. He is asking the Lord, he is asking the God to open up his eyes. What do you mean by opening the eyes? Has he closed his eyes literally and he couldn't open his eyes? No. Opening the eyes here means opening the mind, giving him the ability to select or to choose what is correct. That is called as opening the eyes. He is asking the God to open up his eyes that I might clearly see, so that if the God helps him and opens his eyes, means opens his mind, so that he might clearly see, he might see the options before him clearly. And he is also asking, help me stand for what is right, bring out the best in me. He is asking the God to make him stand for what is right. We see many people around us. We see that something is correct, but we don't stand for what is right. For example, if someone is deceiving others, if someone is not weighing the material correctly, some shopkeeper is not weighing the material correctly, or someone is taking bribe, if we tell that person that you are doing the wrong thing, that means we stand for what is right. This is very good quality. Many of the people don't stand for what is right. They don't try to emphasize the correctness. They don't try to make the right stand. So, speaker is asking the God to help him to stand for what is right, and he is asking the God to bring out the best in me, bring out the best in him. What do you mean by this line? It means he is asking the God to help him to utilize, to use all his abilities correctly. Many people have the abilities, but they don't use it. So we should also ask the God, what? Not only for the abilities, but for using that abilities for the good things. So this is the third stanza. Let us see first line. Please open up my eyes, dear Lord. This line contains a figure of speech. Can you guess it? I will tell you, but you should first try to guess it. Now I will tell you. Apostrophe. What is apostrophe? Apostrophe is an exclamatory figure of speech. When the speaker speaks to an absent person or abstract quality or inanimate object, then it is called apostrophe. If you don't understand it, I will try to make it easy. If the speaker is talking with an absent person, the person who is not present here, or the speaker is talking with an abstract quality, for example, the speaker is talking with air, with sky, oh air, blow fast. Speaker is talking with the air. It is an abstract quality, then it is called as apostrophe. Or inanimate object. the object which does not have the ability to listen. For example, table. If I tell the table, oh table, you are very good, you help me a lot in my studies, but table is inanimate, it cannot listen. So if I talk with inanimate object also, that is called as apostrophe. This line, please open up my eyes. In this line, the poet is talking with the God. God can listen us, but he is talking with the God as if the God is sitting in front of him. That's why it is apostrophe. So I hope you are understanding well. We will cover the questions also. This is part 1 of this poem. We will cover last 2 stanzas in the next part. Try to write answers of these questions, and good luck for your studies.